Atiku 2023, fix Nigeria. Atiku 2023, fix Nigeria. Atiku 2023, fix Nigeria. PDP! PDP! Nigeria yìí tí gbogbo wa ni. Kó má gbọ́dọ̀ bàjẹ́, ó dọ̀wọ́ yín, kò sẹ́gbẹ́ mìíràn tí a lè ṣe. Àjò dàbí ilé, ẹ jẹ́ ká sowọ́pọ̀ ká fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan, gbé kémi pé PDP.
Ladies and gentlemen, I warmly welcome you to my house, which is your house too. Professor Odidi and I have been in regular communication. I want to thank him through you. So when you talk to him, tell him I have my greatest respect and gratitude to him for the role he has been playing since the last election. He has been really consistent and he has been loyal with the Directorate of the Diaspora. So thank him very much. Sit down. Well, you have already said what is before us today and now. First of all, we are waiting for the President to sign the Electoral Act. Only God knows, maybe until after the elections he will sign. After he signs it, we will expect, of course, INEC to release their guidelines. And when INEC releases its own guidelines, we expect the political parties to meet and adopt which option to produce their candidates. In the draft Electoral Act, we have three options: direct, indirect, and consensus. So each political party will now decide which option. Then we will know. But my sense tells me that PDP will go for indirect primaries because we believe that is the most efficient and that is the most less expensive, and also it brings the most enlightened or politically enlightened members of the party to make a very, very, very important decision for the party on behalf of the party. So we still have a little bit of time to wait. Hopefully, before the end of this month, we will get the electoral bill signed into law. What is important is that we have people who they are called statutory delegates, meaning governors and former governors, senators and former senators, members of House of Representatives and former members of House of Representatives who are still members of our party. You get me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sorry. And then, of course, I know eventually we are going to have elected delegates, right? Yes. Now, these elected delegates are the people now we don't know. But we already know who are former governors and who are current governors. We already know who are former senators or members of House of Representatives and who are currently. So these are currently our targets, the people we should target. And then we now wait, we hear from the party which are the people to be elected as the rest of the delegates. This now will form the Electoral College that will elect the candidate. And I hope you will work towards, many of you are friends to former members of the National Assembly, both senators and House of Reps members. Many of you are friends to former governors and even current governors and so on and so forth. Now, these are the people you should target or you should lobby and say, this is the person that you think is best, for our country. If you want to rescue the country, as your name says, So I thank you very much indeed, and I look forward, to interacting with you, again in the future, as developments occur or from time to time. If there is need either on your own part to meet with me, fine. If there is need on my own part to meet with you, good enough. I request through, High Chief so that he can arrange such a meeting. I want to commend you for the work you have done so far by enlightening the citizens of this country on, the choices before us as a country. I have never seen this country have so many challenges at the same time. Sometimes when I lie down on my bed, I begin to wonder, in fact, should I go for this thing or not go for this thing? Because the challenges are just too many. I have, in my life, I have never seen Nigeria in such a very bad situation. But, as far as the unity of the country is concerned, we are more divided. Even when we fought the Civil War, we were never as divided as this. We were never as divided as this, even when we fought the Civil War. And we never had breakdown of law and order like this, even when we fought the Civil War. Because when we fought the Civil War, it was confined to a particular location. Every other place, there was peace. And we never had this kind of poverty, where even the farmer couldn't go to farm, to farm the food to eat, not to talk of commercial farming. So I have never seen this country so bad. And it's really going to be a daunting task for anybody to come and turn things around. And, I have had people talk about, we should give it to a young man, or we should not give it to an old man, we should give it to a middle-aged man, and so on and so forth. But, of course, they have the freedom of speech. They can talk, they can say anything. Fundamentally, the Constitution says all of us can run. The Constitution has not barred any one of us. There is no zoning in the Constitution. There is none. I was a member of the Constituent Assembly that drafted this current Constitution. There was nothing like that. So, but then, as a multi-ethnic and multi-religious country, we felt that there should be a sense of belonging. What should we do to have a sense of belonging? We went and invented this zoning. We said, okay, every zone. In fact, I remember I had very heated arguments with the late Dr. Alex Ekweme at the Constitutional Conference. I said, Alex, you want to bring out zoning because you want to break away this country. So we had very, very heated debate with him. But later on, I apologized to him. I said, you reason better than myself. I was emotional in my reason. I think the zonal thing that you created or you proposed, which we eventually accepted, and created, is a good thing for this country. And therefore, we went further to say, okay, everything, there should be a zonal representation, there should be this, there should be that, there should be that, there should, and so on and so forth. So, let me assure you that as far as I'm concerned, I will observe and implement whatever will bring about unity, peace, and stability of this country. I met an emir 3 nights ago. He's not from my state, he's from one of the northern states. He said, you know why I feel strongly and I support you to be president? He said, what are you looking for at this age? You have married, finish. You don't born, finish. You have everything. So, but my fear is that if I go and give it to a young man who is looking for a woman to marry, looking for a car, looking for a car to buy, looking for a house to build. Now, where are we? I laughed. I said it doesn't necessarily follow. Leadership is endowed by God. You can have a young man, a 20-year-old man, a 30-year-old man, he will come and do better than an old man of 70 or 80 years old. So it is an endowed attribute of God. Therefore, we should try to look for such a person who has been endowed, by God, who has those attributes, and then we now give him leadership. So Ladies and gentlemen, let me not bore you with long speeches. I thank you very much indeed for this visit. I want to thank High Chief.
Yes.
Thank you very much indeed for bringing them along, and I wish you very best, all the very best. God bless you all. Thank you. It's dead.
Well, definitely I feel very well. I feel very strong. I'm happy at the outcome of the visitations. We are dotting I's and crossing T's now. And I pray that by Almighty God, we will get there. No, there's no doubt whatsoever that he has the capacity, the ability, the will to be able to unite this country quite clearly. He has all the attributes, is tested and proven, and there's no issue about the unity of the country.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.